The most powerful weapon in the world is our minds. That's right. Right between here is our mind. And our mind has the ability to do so many incredible things. I want you to think about in your own life what your mind has been able to do for you. And then I want you to think about mankind and all of the things that have already been accomplished. I also want you to think about the mind and how quickly it can destroy us, or how quickly we can start sliding downhill trying to gather ourselves, and how quickly our minds will put us in a bad place. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Wire Fire Factor Show. I am your host, Matt Wireman, and today I'm going to bring you an episode where we talk about deleting and destroying distractions. As we mentioned, the mind is so powerful. It can do so many things, and when we tap into it, it becomes a work of art. But before we get started, let's get ourselves pumped up. Let's get some energy going. As always, I love getting that fire burning, that wire fire inside of all of us. And I know you got it inside of you. So today's episode again is delete and destroy distractions. You know, when we talk about suffering and struggling, we might even ask ourselves, what's the point? Everything that we go through just seems to be a suffering, and it seems to be a struggle for the wrong reasons. Many times we walk ourselves into a corner and we have to fight our way back out of it, or we find out that everything we did took everything we had. I want you to think about the reward again though, and I want you to think about the process. Whenever we go through life and these things catch us off guard, it usually puts us behind because we're still caught up on what just happened to me rather than what is this moment that I'm in right now and what can I learn from it. Sometimes we just have bad days. Sometimes things just don't go to plan. Best things that you can do is one, find out what did you learn from it, and two, forget about it. You have to move on. There is nothing that ever promised that you are going to win at every single thing you do and win it every single day. So you got to have the ability to learn from it and then put it behind you. You know, I think life is kind of like the process of digging for gold. We've seen all of the movies and all the stories about, you know, the gold rush and what it did and just the crazy towns that would pop up, the wild, wild west, right? Just to find some gold. Well, what were people doing? I think there was a passion and pursuit to find gold, but people wanted freedom. They wanted to find that gold, which was money, which was life, which was opportunity. And I think our lives are a lot like that. But I want you to think about the process of digging for gold. What do? Gold is buried somewhere. It's either in a river, it's in a mountain. We don't know where it is. We don't know most of the time what we're looking for. So you have a certain process that you have to go through. And then once you find that gold, right? That gold is valuable. It's bright. Oh, it's looking at it alone just mesmerizes you. Our gifts are close to the same thing. Our gifts are like gold. We don't know usually where they're at. They're usually buried, and we have to dig and we have to sacrifice and we have to work to try to find them. Well, think about when you find that piece of gold, right? Think about real life gold. If I were to find one right now, what joy would that bring to me? My whole life, my whole inspiration, everything would come out of me, right? Because all the work that had went into it. Well, the same applies whenever we dig for our gift and then we reach it and we find it. It's not just the process that goes through it, because sometimes just going for gold, going for our gift is good enough, right? Because once we find it, then it's like, okay, now what? Well, now you got to understand how to use it, and you have to understand how special and unique it is. You know, our minds are always running, as we mentioned, and there's plenty of distractions out there. But think about your gift or a piece of gold. If it's never found, it's not worth anything. It's never found, it has no value. Our minds, though, are always racing. So we have to be able to connect with those thoughts. Or the bottom line is they will own you. Those thoughts will control you and they will take you to your grave. You got to be able to make life out of those thoughts, and you got to be able to intentionally pursue something. The problem is we let that poison sink in, whether it's drama, it's life, it's work, it's family. Maybe something bad did happen. Maybe somebody who was a best friend to you for 20 years hurt you pretty bad. That poison alone can just haunt you. It consumes our minds, and then it just constantly turns, and then we never actually fulfill anything. We just kind of keep going backwards. And again, mentioned in a few episodes, we want to make sure we're fighting the war ahead of us and not the one behind us. That one's done. We have to learn from it and again, move on. So find a way to remove the poison. But here's the fun part. You got to be able to look hell right in the face, bring your 2 water pistols, pull them out, and be ready to just start firing. Bring that water whenever hell's got you looking down the barrel. You got to be ready to say, I got this. I'm ready for it. And then they should already know that you're prepared. because you're going to be a righteous person, and then you're going to be a little crazy. I'm telling you right now, if you don't have a little crazy in you, you're not going to make it, because the whole goal is to have the edge. In order to have the edge, you got to have control of your thoughts. You got to have control of your emotions. You also got to have a plan. You got to have something that you're working towards, because you have to be able to recognize these distractions. If you can't recognize them, they'll catch you off guard every single time. You would not believe how many people, gifted people, get caught off every day by either just overwhelmed by work, overwhelmed by the situation they're in, the debt, some bad decisions, some bad things that are going on in their family, maybe some things that are completely out of their control. They continue to walk into the day and it just catches them off guard. You cannot let those distractions get you. You have to delete them, then you have to destroy them so that you can find something that you're intentionally working towards, right? Take the distraction, throw it away, replace it with something beautiful. And that's your gift. That's your pursuit. That's your passion. Because the reality is that you can't give the world all of you, all of me, everything that you have if you're stuck helping only a few. You got to be able to be invincible. You got to be able to be in control up here so that you can be all of you to everyone else. In a sense, you have to be a lighthouse. You have to be the light and the hope for a better future. Everybody wants something better. I can't imagine somebody wants to just live in misery. I can't imagine that somebody wants to wake up every day with a struggle. I think all deep down inside, all of us know there's something more. You can provide that lifeboat, but it's also their job to maneuver it. You know, the lighthouse actually doesn't go out and save the world. It doesn't go out and save anyone. What does it do? It provides direction and a path for something better. So imagine, right? You're lost, or you're just looking for hope. You're looking for something, and you see that lighthouse, the light, that it shines bright, right? That's hope. That's something better. That's better than the situation you're in. Because if you're looking for a light out of a lighthouse, you're in a tough spot. You need something. You need somebody. Well, as our gift, we should be that lighthouse for someone. Again, we don't go out and save the world. We just provide it. We provide the energy, we provide the light, we provide the hope, we provide the direction. Because being the light that is so bright that it brings comfort to a dark, desolate world. This world is cold. It's easy to just fall in line, and it's easy to be a part of something that has no value, right? Just like the gold, our gift has to mean something. It has to be bright. And if we do this, then meaning comes, right? And when we start chipping away at it, and then we start seeing what a fulfilled life looks like, because many times it's putting yourself second. It's putting something out there for the world to take. You never know when it's going to happen. How many times have you heard that? Do something amazing today, not knowing who's going to learn from it, who's going to grow from it, and whose life you might change. The reality is, this world will catch you. It'll catch you faster. And those demons, they work hard. They work hard at catching you. But you hold the authority, and you can delete those distractions, and then you can destroy them, and you can bury them. You can bury them deep, 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 and then you can go after it. You have to stop and find out what's holding you back, and then again, continue to be the light. Delete and destroy distractions. Use your gift and be amazing.